welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Anna. For those of you that are new, this is Home and Garden for Anna. Welcome. I hope you guys are ready for some serious speed cleaning motivation. I needed to get my house back to square one after a fabulous Easter/birthday weekend. It was so good. I hope you guys can say the same about yours. We really just embraced the weekend and just really enjoyed each other's company, had a great time with my kids and grandkids, and we ate well, we visited. It was just lovely. Couldn't have asked for a better weekend. Anyways, so I am needing to get my house back to square one because, well, you know how it is after your visitors leave and after a busy weekend. But also, I have a very busy week. So I wanted to get out in the garden. I bought some beautiful plants that I need to get into the ground. And you guys, if you have been following me for any amount of time, I do everything on this channel. I do gardening, cleaning, organizing, decluttering, shopping hauls, cooking. It's homemaking. I do it all, homemaking and gardening. This is gardening season, and I cannot go out and play in the dirt unless my house is clean. So this is an important day for me, resetting my house, especially after a long weekend with family and not doing much of anything but hanging out and cooking and eating and playing and all that jazz. It was important to me to get my house to my standard, just to my standard. I didn't make it upstairs to strip the bed and freshen the bathroom up. That's all that needs to be done upstairs, but I will, off camera. I did a lot today, you guys will see. So we're starting off here in the kitchen, and we are just getting the dishwasher unloaded, getting the pots and pans that we used on this morning for breakfast, and then this green pot is what I deep fried our croquettes in. The potato croquettes were amazing, so delicious. The whole meal was wonderful. I mean, it was fabulous, you guys. I can't say enough about how fabulous our weekend was, but anyways, good food, good family. It was wonderful. So we're starting off here in the kitchen. We're going to get that all cleaned, and then we are going to take care of the rest of the house. I needed to, my house is never filthy. I don't have a filthy home, but I have filthy, but your home, what am I trying to say here? Your house gets dirty. You know what I mean? The floor, especially when you have, 3 days of people at your home and the kids are eating and, and you're just enjoying company. And when they're there, I just want everybody to have a good time. I don't want them to worry about anything. So I just figure, you know what, save it for another day. I'll get it cleaned another day. And so I needed to get the floors mopped. That is something that I really needed to do. The kids got me some really thoughtful gifts this year. I don't care about gifts. I don't want my children to go out and spend money on things that I don't need. And so I'm always telling them that. So, they really represented my heart this year in my gifts. And one of my son in California and his wife sent me flowers. And that's always such a nice surprise to get, on your birthday, a delivery. And then my daughter-in-law and my son here got me a mug that says 𝓒𝓸𝓯. It's special, and I know it probably sounds silly, a mug. Well, you guys know how I like my mugs, but to have one that says 𝓒𝓸𝓯 is a big deal because, you find Gigi and Grandma and Nana, but you don't find 𝓒𝓸𝓯. And 𝓒𝓸𝓯 is short for abuelita, and it's in Spanish, and you just don't find that. So, just excuse me here. I was worshiping and cleaning. But anyway, so, and then my son and daughter-in-law from Arizona, they got me a wooden sign, and it says, "One day when my children are grown, I hope they still come through the front door without knocking. I hope they head to the kitchen for a snack and slump under the sofa and watch TV. I hope they come in and feel the weight of adulthood leave them, for they are home. For my children, my door will forever be open." And that is exactly my heart right there. And that is what I love. And my son and daughter-in-law that live here, they always come and they knock. And I tell them, you guys don't have to knock. And they're like, I know, but we always forget the code. And then, my other daughter-in-law from Arizona, she was helping herself in the pantry. She goes, "Don't mind me, I'm just getting snacks." And I love it. So It was great. Oh, right here I'm cleaning the fingerprints from the babies inside and outside because we spent a lot of time on my beautiful patio. And coming in and out left a lot of fingerprints, but don't worry, those will be back. They're coming tomorrow for a few hours, so they will want to go in and out on the patio. They love it. They love the new patio. So anyways, it was a fabulous weekend, and just there I could say so many things about the weekend that was special, so many moments that made the weekend special, and I just can't say enough about it. It'll be with me forever, and I'm just so happy, and I'm so blessed, so very blessed. And anyways, so we are going to clean the dining room now. I got a question. Somebody had mentioned the arrangement that I made for the centerpiece of the table. Are you going to move it for when people eat? And I thought that was a really funny question because, well, number one, I mentioned in the video that yes, it was there to make everybody feel special when they walked in the door. I set the table, and if you guys watched the video in its entirety, you would have heard me say that the table was not going to look like that on Easter Day because the centerpiece was too big, and I was going to need to move it for conversation, and nobody eats on chargers. That's not how we roll here. I like to set a beautiful table so that when my family walks in, they feel special. And so there's that. And so the intention behind that arrangement that I made, as you can see it there in the back, that was my hors d'oeuvre and dessert table. So that is where it got moved to. But the flowers didn't last, you guys. I ended up having to throw them away. I would have used the needle and the stem beneath the bloom on the tulips, but the leaves were all yellow, and I got rid of them. I threw them away. So I needed to just get this area all back to square one, and plus the florals that my son and daughter-in-law sent me from California, I wanted them to take center stage. So anyways, but I would love to know in the comments how your Easter weekend was. What did you do? Where did you go? Did you host? Did you go to a family's house? How was it? I would really love to know. Our weather couldn't have been more perfect. If we asked, we were all sitting out on the back patio saying, oh my gosh, if I had a hammock right now, especially after we ate, our bellies were full. We had ham and tri-tip, croquettes, corn on the cob, mac and cheese, green bean casserole, rolls, and gravy. I made a yummy, and it was gone, you guys. I made a huge tray of banana pudding, gone. The kids loved it. That was at the request of my oldest grandson. He asked me to make it, so I did. It was delicious. We didn't even cut into the apple pie until the next day. And that was just a little bit. So I'm going to end up giving that to my son and daughter-in-law when they come to bring the kids tomorrow to take. We had just so much food, and we just snacked on it. We ate, and then people had seconds, and then we had dessert, and then you know how it is when you're just hanging out and visiting, and everybody was just eating and enjoying life, and it was so nice. It was so lovely. Ernie cleaned the entire kitchen for me on Easter, so I got to just sit in that chair right there in the corner and rest and visit with my daughter-in-laws while he was cleaning, and my sons were out on the back porch, and they were visiting, and the kids were running around and playing. The older boys were out on the golf cart. It was a lovely day. It was a lovely, lovely day. And I know I keep saying that, but it really, really was. Anyways, but like I said, I really needed to get the house back to square one. I clean as I go. The one room that I don't touch downstairs and don't need to touch because I had kept on top of it all weekend because it was getting a lot of use was the downstairs powder room. I do mop it at the end, but I keep the sink, the toilet, and the towel changed in there all the time when I have guests, especially when there's a lot of people. So I'll go in there, like if I'm going to use the bathroom, just so I don't make my guests feel uncomfortable. I'll take like a Lysol wipe and I'll clean the sink. I'll clean the toilet really quick with my Clorox wand. I just keep the toilet seat wiped down. You know, there's little boys, so you have to stay on top of those things. So I didn't need to clean that bathroom on this day. My bathroom I did, and because that's my normal, Monday routine, although this was on a Tuesday because Ernie was home on Monday and it was my birthday and I didn't do anything. We did go to dinner, a very light dinner. We went to a Thai restaurant, our favorite Thai restaurant, so Ernie could have pho, and I had, what did I have? Like a garlic pepper beef with fried rice. It was delicious. That's all. And then we went to the garden center at Lowe's and Home Depot, and I picked up some flowers, or not flowers, but plants that I want to put in the ground. So I'm excited to get to that. I will find time to do that, and that will be the next video. I also needed to get, so that was my, sorry, squirrel. I'm like talking all over the place. So we did that, and then just came home and rested and relaxed, and I had it was so lovely. I just can't even tell you how lovely the weekend was. Ernie left on Tuesday morning, and so right after he left, I got right to cleaning, and and just it felt good. It felt good to get back into my routine. You know how that is. The week before Easter, I was prepping for guests. I was prepping for Easter, and it was worth all of that because putting the big meal together that I did was so easy. So I'm really happy that I did all the prep that I did for it, and I ended up cooking the ham and the tri-tips in the Reynolds cooking bags. They make bags for beef now, so even though you could use the one for turkey, but I'm just saying they make smaller ones for like tri-tips. So I did each of the tri-tip in their own bag, and all I did was put a little bit of flour and one envelope of Lipton onion soup mix per tri-tip. And I cooked them for about 2.5 hours in those bags in the oven. And then the ham I smothered with Dijon mustard. And then I went over that with brown sugar. And then I poured into the bag 1 mini can of Dr. Pepper, tied it up, got all of that in the oven. I cooked that ham low and slow. And the meat was so good. Oh my gosh. And then I used the drippings from the tri-tip to make a beautiful beef gravy, and it was delicious. And we had green bean casserole. Did I mention that? Oh, it was delicious. Everything was so good. And it came together so seamlessly and so easy. It wasn't overwhelming at all. So that was nice. And the fact that I cooked all of the meat in oven bags, when they were done and I was ready, because I took, one of you guys had told me to go get the mac and cheese from Costco, and I did. So when I took the meat out of the oven, leaving them in their bag and covering that with foil kept the meat warm. While the mac and cheese and the green bean casserole were cooking. And while all that was going, the corn on the cob was simmering. So, and we were deep frying the potato croquettes. So it was perfect timing for everything. Super underwhelming. I didn't feel overwhelmed at all. And that is because I, did some prep work before, so we really enjoyed that. Anyways, I could go on and on about how perfect the weekend was. I think if I would have planned it, or tried to work a little harder and on planning the day, because I did consider writing out a time schedule when to put everything in the oven and pull it out and all that stuff. I think I probably would have blew it. So just doing it the way I did it and just being really chill about it was the perfect combination. I'm really excited about my next little project in the garden. Not the hydrangeas. We are going to be planting those. I think we confirmed how many yesterday. how many we want. Not that I think, we did discuss it and confirm how many we want to order, so we're going to get those. But I am going to be creating another entry into the garden, and I'm very excited about that and cannot wait. So be looking for that video. It's garden season, so I'm going to be, throwing in my cleaning and all that kind of stuff. But right now, it's just, I want to be outside, and I really want to enjoy creating. And like I said, I'm concentrating on my perennials, and that has got me really excited. So every day I feel like everything in the garden is getting bigger. Don't worry, I'm going to do a garden tour for you guys for sure. April, May, June, July, and August. I'll probably carry on too into the fall. I'll just do a monthly garden tour for you guys, so you guys can watch and see how the garden comes together and grows and develops and all of that. So it's exciting to see that, and I see it every day. And I can see the growth and things. But I will tell you that we are going to take the crepe myrtle out. Every crepe myrtle has already leafed out here or started to leaf out, and ours has not at all. So we decided to go ahead and take that out, and we're going to be replacing it. And I do believe that we have decided on a tree already for that area. So be looking for that as well. So I've got a lot of things working on the backyard. I really hope that we can get to the garden in the front, because I do want to add on to the front gardens, and I just don't know when. I'm hoping that we can get to that before it gets too hot. If not, we may be able to get to it in the fall, and I don't believe we're going to be planting anything. Maybe not. We'll see. But we maybe can get it, the garden bed ready, so that come next spring, we'll be able to plant it up. I'm not really sure. We'll see. I really lagged on getting the sheets in the wash. I was taking breaks. Something's going on with my leg. It hurt. I just took some Motrin right now, but my leg is hurting me, so I was taking breaks, and so I needed to mop, and I realized, oh gosh, I need to get the sheets washed. I hadn't gotten those put in the wash, and then I needed to get the baby's booster chair put on the chair in the dining room again, because we had taken it off for Easter, and he sat on somebody's lap. He was napping when we all sat down to eat anyways. But and then the baby had an accident on the sofa in the office, so I had to take that cushion cover off and get that thrown in the wash. And you'll see that I had taken a break, because by this time the sheets were washed. I did them on a normal wash that takes about 30 minutes. And then I was able to get the cushion cover and some other things thrown in there. Get the sheets folded and put away, and get my duvet cover matching pillowcases put back on. I washed those and wanted to get those put back on. I needed to mop the entire house. I hate mopping. I really do. There's just something about, I love the finish, but there's a lot of floor here to mop, okay? It's a lot. And so I do it in a way that I'm not tramping back over on it. So after, I fill the bucket up, I usually will start by the front door, and then I'll move into the kitchen, and I'll go around the dining room table, and I won't do the area from the dining room into my bedroom, and then I'll go do my bathroom, my bedroom, and I'll work my way out into the back into the family room, and then I'll just go sit outside or sit in the family room and wait for the floors to dry. But of course, because I'm filming, I've got to go turn the camera off, so I just take the wet mop with me, and I turn the camera off, and then I wipe away my footsteps, as that I walk. So behind me, I'll wipe away footsteps. You got to get creative when you're filming, but I hate when the floor dries and there's a footprint. It just makes me mad. So I like to let the floors dry completely before I walk on them. But I'm just going to be adding a little bit of Pine-Sol. I love the smell of Pine-Sol, and I love to add that to some hot water in my mop bucket. It smells so good. So, you know your floor is getting disinfected and clean when you use it. And it is one of my favorite scents about cleaning. Reminds me of my childhood when my mom would clean with it. Comet, Pine-Sol, and Windex. Those were my mom. Well, actually, Windex was pretty fancy. She usually used vinegar and water for her cleaning. You know, World War II child. And so she had all of those, and newspaper. She used vinegar, water, and newspaper to clean the windows. But I think as we got older and finances weren't a huge, that big of a deal, she was able to get the Windex. So, but the Pine-Sol for sure is something that she always used. I think it was pretty cheap or fairly inexpensive. I don't think it's that expensive now either, but you'll see here I'm mopping my way in the kitchen. I'll go around the dining room table to be very creative. And I have the kids' toys out because they're coming tomorrow, and I left the baby's crib in my room. I just moved the toys over to there because there's more room for them to play over there. They don't like playing in my room. They like being near me when they play, and honestly, they're probably going to pull all the toys over into the family room anyways. But I just wanted to leave those things out because they were going to be over there anyway. So I'll just mop to right there. And then I walk into my bedroom, and I do the bathroom, and I do the bedroom, and then you'll see, and the little hallway outside of my bedroom, and then I work my way back into the family room. So once I do that, my rugs were dry. We're going to go ahead and lay the fresh rugs down. And then I'm going to give you guys a look at my freshly cleaned home. That is something that I started doing, was giving you guys a look at how beautiful my home turns out after spending hours cleaning it. I hope you guys appreciate those looks just as much as I do. It's one of my favorite things to look at when I watch videos, are those after shots. So I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and staying till the end. I appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.